Hey everybody, and welcome to what is the first live Fangirl radio. I guess it's radio. It's not really radio, it's video. So it's Fangirl Live video. And this is going to be my first attempt at this. We'll see how this goes, and if you guys enjoy it, we'll do it again, maybe with more people other than myself. So here we go. First up, what we're going to talk about is Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which everyone has already talked about, but I figured I'd just throw my 2 cents in on this. And that is how amazing James Gunn did a flip with this, where the first episode, hey guys, hi Jeremy, hi Amanda, the first episode, or first movie of Guardians of the Galaxy was really about mothers and sons, and this one was about fathers and sons, and it was absolutely beautiful. I'm really going to try not to spoil anything with this, but Guardians of the Galaxy 2, for such a weird, oddball movie in terms of being in the Marvel Universe and everything, and what people see when they see these characters, first off, had more heart and emotional punch than probably the last 30 movies that I've seen. It really just knocked me out with how well they did it. And Michael Rooker, props to you, sir. You're the man, and you really were the star of that movie. And yeah, oh, you got me again, Rooker, you bastard. Rooker, you're a bastard. So that's Guardians of the Galaxy. If you haven't seen it yet, you really, really need to go see it. It is totally fantastic. Really good stuff, and I totally loved it. Next subject, Doctor Who, which continues to be probably one of the best season of the show that we've had in a very, very long time. Yes, I'm sorry, but Capaldi here, he looks far more beautiful than my action figures do, right? So, forever. But Doctor Who this season so far has just knocked it out of the park. It has been a fantastic season, and this last episode, Knock Knock, on a couple of levels was just fantastic, where you had the Doctor going to this haunted house, and you once again have Bill and the whole grandfather connection with going back to Susan, and just this great interplay, and Bill standing up for herself far more than Clara did in terms of the Doctor in her life, but doing it in a way that was not nearly as bitchy. Don't like Clara that much. But I really, really enjoyed this episode. It was very creepy. David Suchet did just an amazing job in it. And of course, you also have the ending where we go back to, and there's Oreo. Hi, Oreo. That's my dog. He's having a hard time finding a place to sit. Good boy. So I really enjoyed this episode, and the fact that you don't know still who's in the box. Who's in the box? To quote Brad Pitt. I really love this mystery, but I think we all know it's probably going to end up being the Master of some sort. Either Michelle Gomez or John Sims. I still am on that train of wanting John Sims to be the next Doctor and have the Doctor transform into the Master. I think that's a really cool thing. And if we could have that happen, I would be ecstatic, because I like John Sims as a character, and I think it's kind of cool that and interesting that I could easily see the Doctor actually turn into the Master, and that makes sense, that his greatest enemy and greatest friend, in one way, is himself. That would be really, really cool. But needless to say, this season of Doctor Who has just been fantastic, pun not intended. And my boy here deserved this season from the moment he started. This kind of writing, this kind of stuff, he really deserved it, and he did not get it. It became the Claire Oswald show. We all know that. We all just need to admit it, that it became the Claire Oswald show. And I really like Bill, and there's a lot of chance that maybe she dies. There's a chance. There's a lot of chance, but we'll see. Let's talk about Blade Runner for a minute. Kind of hopping around here, but I want to talk about that Blade Runner trailer and how creepy beautiful Jared Leto was in it, how awesome Baby Goose looked, and how great Harrison Ford looked. The entire trailer gave us the scope of what they're making that movie into, and how beautiful it is. But it also did something great that I really, really appreciate, which is it didn't spoil anything. That's what I liked about that trailer the most, was that it still kept the mystery. For so long now, trailers have been giving away way, way, way too much. Like the Alien Covenant trailer is giving away way, way too much. I've basically seen the movie now, but with that Blade Runner trailer, it just showed us that we're keeping with that beautiful aesthetic, and we've got great characters that are going to be in it. It just gave us a taste, which is what it should have done, and that's why I really liked it, and I'm really excited about it. It looks so beautiful, and it still looks like Blade Runner, which is really nice. And, you know, by the way, you guys, if you have any questions for me, hi, April, feel free to ask, because this is Facebook Live that I'm going to be recording for later. Yes, Jeremy, exactly. We didn't see anything for like what Jeremy just asked and brought up was the Wonder Woman trailer, which we've only seen a couple of glimpses of the big bads in it, and that's great. We've focused on Wonder Woman and what she looks like. Hey, April. And that I really dig, and that's why that Blade Runner trailer, yeah, baby, yeah. So one thing that I also definitely wanted to add, I should have started off with this, but I kind of don't like starting off with bad things and sad things that tend to happen, is we lost Michael Parks, and that is a sad, sad, sad thing. He was an amazing actor, and it's one of those cases where his career was coming back in a resurgence, and he's worked with so many good, great, amazing directors between Robert Rodriguez and Kevin Smith, just those two alone. And Kevin Smith gave a beautiful tribute to him today, and we lost another great character actor and another one of those icons, and we're losing too many. Like Nathan from Horror Hound said today, between this and Bill Paxton, he lost 2 of the 5 favorite actors that he had, and we're losing these great character actors. You know, we got hit pretty hard last year, and this year is not improving upon that so far. So try and watch From Dusk Till Dawn, or one of his classic movies, Here Come Bronson, the series. You know, give some love to Michael Parks today or this weekend with your viewing, and enjoy the. Oh yeah, no, you can't forget Bill Paxton. Give some love to the man who gave us a lot of beautiful and amazing work. I wanted to definitely make sure that we spoke about that, because I always try when something like that goes on to give some appreciation. So I'm going to talk about a bad part of fandom here in a couple of minutes, something that is really, really bothered me. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk about iZombie, which if you're not watching iZombie, you really, really, really should be. And you have no excuse because unlike a lot of networks, the CW actually lets you watch their stuff online. They don't make you have to have some sort of you know, a cable account or something. You can watch it online and not have to log in with your code or whatever. And really neat is that they post their episodes the same night they air, so they're immediately up there. When did I get a pet spider? Don't even start, Trevor. Don't even. I better not have a spider. I've been fighting them the last couple of days. Shut up, Trevor. But iZombie is an amazing show. And what's great about iZombie is the fact that it is very much in the vein, no pun intended, of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's one of those shows where you have a great female character. Yeah, exactly, Jeremy, the DC network. You have a great female character in Liv Moore. I'm still ticked that they moved it from Eugene, Oregon to Seattle, Washington, but whatevs. iZombie is very much in that vein of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where you've got a great ensemble of great characters, and you have great big bads that show up. And you have an anti-hero that is fantastic, and that is Blaine, who is played by the amazing David Anders, who I had the pleasure of working with here in Eugene at UConn. Man can sing, he can, I don't know, he probably can dance. I don't know, I haven't seen him dance yet, really. He can definitely act, and he can fool people with how well he does British accents, all sorts of accents, and he is fantastic to look at and very fun. And his character of Blaine is the guy that you want to see redeemed, and he's trying. They have a great backstory for him. And his father is played by Robert Knepper, who is one of my favorite character actors on TV, and it just works really great. And I really, really love iZombie. And this last episode, we're hoping that it gets renewed. I don't think there's going to be a problem with this show being renewed because it's a hit on the CW. But they're really ramping things up right now with the show, and it's a very, very good show. And if you're a fan, see, Noel knows what I'm talking about. If you're a fan of Buffy, I really strongly suggest catching up with iZombie. I believe the episodes are up on either Hulu or Netflix, and super show based off of an excellent comic book, and it improves upon the comic book in a way that makes it translate a lot better than it would have if they'd stuck with just the comic, with what they changed from the comic book for TV. It's really good. And the best part is it's very, very geek friendly. And I'm not making this stuff up. The Raul Coley, who plays Ravi in it, is amazing. And he is a huge Doctor Who fan, massive Doctor Who fan, so we love him, of course. Netflix, thank you, Jeremy. But he's amazing, and he's a total geek. And I've talked to him about his geekery. So Robbie's geekery in iZombie comes from Raul. And at one point, just a little end thing, he was supposed to be in a fan film, a Doctor Who fan film, with another actor, and it was supposed to be the Doctor and the Master and younger versions of themselves talking. And the switch was you didn't know which one was the Doctor or which one was the Master. And there's this whole movement that was a very, very cool idea, and I would love to have seen it. But he said it never panned out. But he would love to play the Doctor. Make it happen. But that whole geekery is from him, plus the guys that make the show. It goes so far that in Diablo 3, I think it's 3, that you can find and unlock Live More as your pet. It's a very convoluted and long way of getting her, but you can actually unlock and play Live More as your pet. You can't play her in the game, but she'll follow you around and help you out. And it looks just like her. So that came from the actual loving of gaming in the show. So, woo! iZombie. You should totally watch it and dig it. Sleepy Hollow is gone. We've got word today that show finally got canceled, which I'm not surprised by, and no one else is either, I don't think. I was surprised it lasted as long as it did, and then they went and cut their own throats with what they did with their casting and getting rid of one of their leads. Very strange choice there. Kind of weird, like killing Buffy off in Buffy, almost. But yeah, no Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is gone. And Tom Meissen is now unemployed. And I hear there's a job opening in Britain for a big show. I'd be okay with Tom Meissen as the Doctor too. So yeah, that news hit today as well. A bunch of shows got axed, like they're just listing them off right now. But Last Man Standing, that Tim Allen show was still on. I had no idea. Did you know that Tim Allen show was still on? No, I did not know that. So one more thing real quick before we get into my bitch fest of time. The Goonies is a favorite show that or movie of many people, including myself. It's our childhood. If Trevor was still around, I don't think he is, but Trevor, I know that's a favorite movie of his. It was filmed here on the West Coast, up in up that way here, Albany, I think, and it's coming to, and I will always pimp this. I will always pimp Lego Dimensions, because Lego Dimensions is one of those things that it just, okay, for example, we'll pull this out back here. Just because Guardians of the Galaxy just brought back David Hasselhoff in a big way, just like Sharknado did. But this right here, this kind of stuff. Yes, Jeremy. iZombie is back for another season. But this right here, can I wear that? Hey, look at that. So Lego Dimensions is bringing you the Goonies. And I'm not just saying Goonies as in this little fun pack, which is just Kit and David Hasselhoff, Michael Knight. You're going to be getting the movie of the Goonies to play in Lego. And you can even bring Gizmo into the Goonies if you want, because it's Lego Dimensions. Or you can bring Peter Venkman into the Goonies because it's Lego Dimensions. Or you can bring, of course, the Doctor into Lego Dimensions. But it is the entire movie. It's an entire level with all the Goonies characters. And they are releasing the pack. You're going to have a Trevor. I'm talking about the Goonies, Lego's Dimensions, bringing the entire movie into Lego World so you can play Goonies. You will have a sloth action or little figure like this, and there's a couple other things, but you will be able to play the entire Goonies film, which is awesome. And it's an entire level pack. They're basically just bringing everything that we'd ever asked for in our lives There's supposedly a Beetlejuice coming, and I don't know if you're going to be able to play the entire movie of Beetlejuice, but there will be at least a Beetlejuice character like they did with Gizmo, which is great. I love it. It's basically bringing my entire childhood. Yes, yes, Trevor, you will need that. You need to just go buy it. I don't think it's released yet, but it's coming, or it's very soon. But they did do their announcement where they are making a Beetlejuice for Lego Dimensions, which I'm excited about because I want to cross over all the things. Yeah, I mean, come on, Lego Dimensions is like one of the coolest. Oh, I hope so too. I hope so too, Trevor. Lego Dimensions is one of the coolest things out there. I always pimp the heck out of it. I mean, it just, they have E.T. You can have E.T. running around with Gizmo. Mr. T's there, so you can have Mr. T running around with Michael Knight. It's just one of the coolest things out there right now. I mean, it's basically crack for people my age, and I will beat down a child for my Lego Dimensions pack if there's one left. The child must die because I need it. I need my Lego Dimensions. So yeah, I have no shame. I don't mind. Really quickly, I had to talk about this whole thing with Josh McDermott, which happened last week, really, but it's something that needs to end and stop because it makes all fans, and as we're Fangirl. This is what we do. But fans, I don't even consider people that do this kind of thing fans. So what happened, if you hadn't heard, because it was making the rounds online as I put back my figures. Josh McDermott has left social media because he was getting death threats because people were angry about what Eugene was doing in The Walking Dead. And that is not okay. There's absolutely nothing okay about that. And if you're doing that, you absolutely need help. Josh McDermott is a very, very, very nice guy. He loves his fans. He goes above and beyond at cons. I mean, you'll go up and get like just one picture with him, and he will grab your phone and just start taking crazy selfies with you, like 8 or 9 of them. He just making different faces and stuff like that. He's just a really, really cool guy, and it just sickens me that people were doing this and ran him off social media. There's no reason for this at all. This is just horrible. This goes in line with the gal that bit Norman Reedus. There has to be some sort of, right or wrong in your brain that tells you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And threatening a guy's life for playing a character or because of something that character did, he's a character. He's not a real person. Eugene is not real. And it's just like the same people that threatened, the gal that kissed. It's just insane. It's just insane. The gal that kissed, this, like in Supernatural, someone found, there was somebody that kissed Jensen Ackles' character. They got death threats. When Amanda Abington came on Sherlock, who it was at the time the partner of Martin Freeman, she got death threats for coming between Sherlock and Watson. Where are your brains? I just can't even, words don't even work here. It makes us all look bad when people do this. Fans look horrible when people do this kind of shit. And it needs to stop. It's a show. It's a show. Learn to differentiate between reality in this, because death threats are no joke. Using just foul, horrible language to these people is no joke. They're not your property. They're actors doing a job. They do a job they love. They love their fans. They appreciate what you tell them and say to them. You know, telling them, good job, good work. Josh, you did a great job. You're an amazing actor. Obviously, he's an amazing enough actor that people can't, you know, they hate Eugene for what he's doing in the show enough. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I can't fathom it. I can't fathom that mindset that someone would treat someone like that, like a piece of meat. You know, I fangirl out, and and that's something I do. I'm a fangirl. But I'm not nuts. I know the difference. You know, I'm crazy about Peter Capaldi. I got this giant stand-up. Am I going to go stalk and say to, you know, someone, you know, I'm not going to go up to, for example, like Jenna Coleman, I'm not going to slap her in the face because Clara hit the doctor. I'm not going to do that. It's a show. And people need to start just using your brains. And it's sad because this is from what we get from the anonymity of the internet. It makes people think that this is okay. It is not okay to do this to actors. It's not okay. It just makes fans look bad and crazy. You look crazy when you do this kind of shit. Have some sense. Have some decency. Realize that this person is a person and is doing a job, and they do a great job, and they entertain us, and they give us something, and they give us part of themselves when they do this stuff. And to turn around and thank them by threatening their life is not okay. Don't do this. It's not all right. It just angers me because it ruins things for people. It ruins not only for the actor, but it ruins it for other fans that, you know, this means something to them. This gives them something to look forward to. And when you take that trust away, which is what this does, you've ruined it for all these other people. Like, I have friends, their little girl loves The Walking Dead. She just loves The Walking Dead. There's lots of kids out there that love this show. And when you do something like this and you've ruined it, not just for the actor and not just for, you know, fans my age, where they're going to be more on guard, they're going to be not as open as they were before. You've also ruined it for the kid that would have at one time been able to go run up and just enjoy being around this person. They may not want to do shows anymore. They might not want to go to conventions because of this kind of shit. Have some sense. Have some sense. You can be the biggest fan in the world, but you don't own that person. You don't own that person. They're a real person. I get off my horse now. But I have a real problem with that kind of thing because it ruins it all for everybody, and I don't like it. So before I cut this off, because man, I've been talking for half an hour and you're probably bored with me, which don't blame you. My husband gets bored with me a lot quicker than that. There are a couple things I wanted to point out that I think you guys should check out. First is BritBox. BritBox is awesome. I have subscribed. They got me. They got me with the Doctor Who, and they're keeping me with all the other things that they have. Hey, Brandon. BritBox is great. It's $6.99 a month, and you can actually get a free trial. It has not only the biggest collection, like the only place you can actually stream it, I think, legally online, Classic Who, Doctor Who. They got a ton. They've got everybody. But they also have Red Dwarf. They have a ton of Colin Firth. They did May the 1st instead of May the 4th. And it works because Colin Firth. But they have a ton of the BBC stuff, ITV stuff. BritBox is amazing, and it actually, bleh, I'm really not slurring my words. It works on your iPhone. They do have an app, so you can put it on your phone, you can put it on your iPad, you can watch it on your computer. They're getting, I think Roku has it. It's not on Fire Stick, I know that much. But BritBox is fantastic. Yes, Kingsman 2! Booyah! Can't wait. Pedro Pascal with a whip. You bought me, you got me. I'm there. Pedro Pascal with a whip. I love BritBox, and you should check it out. Try it out for free. Roku, thank you, Francine. Roku and Android has it, but it is on iOS. Has it too. Yes, Pedro Pascal with a whip. So definitely check out BritBox. I highly recommend it. And the other one that is really just blowing up, and if you're a horror fan, you kind of have to get it, is Shudder. Shudder is just knocking it out of the park with stuff now. They've got they've got so many horror flicks now. They've got people that come on and do the guests that like pick their programming for you, and you can go through and watch their suggestions. And they've had Barbara Crampton, Fred Decker. It's just fantastic. Shudder is just awesome. They have Tales from the Crypt, the entire series on there now to watch, and they have these great subcategories that you can go through. They also, on your iPhone, on your they have the app. That one, it actually is on Fire Stick, and it's just so good. I hadn't been looking at it I hadn't looked at it for a while, and I went back to it, and it has just exploded. There are so many flicks on there. Like now they've added Blood Diner. There's a whole Euro horror section. They've got a giallo section. They've got a new added stuff like The Visitors on there. They've got the exclusive, I think the only place you can watch Ghost Watch, that BBC fake documentary that happened. So go check out Shudder. It is fantastic. It's only $5 a month, and they do a free trial. But for $5 a month for the amount of stuff that they have on there, you just need to get it. It's worth the money. So I wanted to make sure to talk about those because seriously, Shudder has got it going on right now. Really excited about the guest curator stuff. So good. So new movies this week coming out. Before we go, King Arthur. Does anybody know that that's happening? Does anybody know that King Arthur's happening? I'm thinking Guardians may just kill King Arthur, but we'll see. I'm going to go see King Arthur because I'm excited about it. Plus, it's got Littlefinger in there. Aidan Gillian. I know that's his name is Aidan Gillian, but he's always Littlefinger. Charlie Hunnam. You've got Guy Ritchie doing... What? Boo. Why are you booing? Why are you booing, Brandon? It looks great. Jude Law's in it as some evil king guy that I think is Mordred, but I don't know. It just looks really good for me. I'm happy. It looks Guy Ritchie doing a sword slashy. Guy Ritchie. What do you have against Guy Ritchie? Come on. He did good with Sherlock Holmes and Layer Cake. Come on. But we'll see. I don't think it's going to survive Guardians, though. I really don't. The other movie hitting this week that is Snatched with Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn. Snatched with Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn. And I repeated that because someone said what, so I don't know if you heard. And I don't know, I think that one's not going to do that well. We'll see. Yeah, I kind of feel that way. Amy Schumer tries really hard, really hard to be edgy, and it comes off as obnoxious. But it's a female comedy. Great, yay. I'm all for that. But just, this is a bad choice of timing. Bad choice of timing. Bad timing. It would have been better not to have released it in the summer. It's going to just get destroyed. Next week, and I'm going to see it because I have a free ticket. Oh no, Cumberbatch is good. Don't get me wrong. Cumberbatch is amazing Sherlock Holmes. I like Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. They make me think of young Sherlock Holmes. Sigh. Who, by the way, watch Einstein. Genius. Watch Genius, because young Sherlock Holmes is in it with Einstein, the real one. He's Nicholas Rowe. I'm like ADD girl random. He was married to Madonna. Come on. Poor guy Richie can't catch a break. He went through hell with Madonna. Just leave him alone. So because I have a free ticket, I am going to go see Alien Covenant. I've heard bad things about Alien Covenant. Lots of bad things. I'm sad about that. The one thing that really made me worried when I heard it was the fact that Alien Covenant made Prometheus worse, which I never thought I would hear in a million years, that would happen, that you could make Prometheus worse. Damon Lindelof has nothing to do with Alien Covenant, though, which is a good thing. But I'll go see. I'm seeing it because I have a free ticket, so I'll let you know what I think. I have no problem with that, you know, from Prometheus. So we'll see how that goes. But Brandon, people say the oddest things when I'm on Facebook talking to the camera that's staring at me. So with that, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me questions. I'll give you a couple minutes to. Hey, I liked Man from U.N.C.L.E., Jeremy. I liked Man from U.N.C.L.E. I dug Man from U.N.C.L.E. a lot. I still, though, am sad that Man from U.N.C.L.E. took so long. Hello, Carlos. I'm sad that Man from U.N.C.L.E. took so long to make, because I really wanted Kyle MacLachlan to be Napoleon Solo. Because if you look at Kyle MacLachlan, young Kyle MacLachlan, and even Kyle MacLachlan today, who's not that old, it's Robert Vaughn. He looks like Robert Vaughn. It should have happened, and I am sad that it did not. Just saying. Yes, Alien Covenant. I was talking about Alien Covenant. But yes, I liked Man from U.N.C.L.E. I thought it was a great movie. I loved the music. I thought it was filmed really coolly, and I loved I was surprised because they went completely opposite David McCallum for who they got to play Ilya Kuryakin in it. Oh, American Gods. I wrote a massive review of American Gods. I've seen the first 4 episodes, and pardon me while I itch my leg. I saw the first 4 episodes of American Gods, and it is probably one of the coolest, best, most beautiful, awesome shows I have seen in a long time. And if you watched Hannibal, think Hannibal given free reign on a cable network. Brian Fuller not having the shackles of a network on him and having cable is allowed to just be insane with what he does. And it is amazing. American Gods is frickin' fantastic. and beautiful, and your eyes are going to bug out of your heads as this show keeps going. It is so, so good. The TV show, I'm not... Brandon is asking about Boondock Saints. As far as I know, what I heard is that no one has anything to do with the TV show that had anything to do with the original film. In terms of the cast, like Norman, Sean, Patrick Flannery. I don't think I think David Della Rocco might, but the two original dudes are not don't have anything to do with it. I liked Boondock Saints 2 a lot. I enjoyed it. I'm curious to see what they do with 3. They definitely left it open. I did like Man from Uncle Jeremy. I'm sorry, I did. I'm so sorry, but I loved it. I thought it looked great. I went and saw it at the theater and enjoyed myself. Any other questions before I wrap it up here, kids? I'm more than happy to talk geek to you. But if you guys like this, if you enjoyed this, I can make this a weekly thing. I would love to do that. I know, right? You see, Jeremy has seen the 4th episode of American Gods too, and he can't stop. No spoilers, Jeremy. No spoilers. Don't do it. Don't do it. I really do love American Gods, though. You guys are just going to be ecstatic about it. You can't. I just keep watching it. It's just going to get better, so much better. Michael Green and Brian Fuller are like the dynamic duo of all things with this show. It's going to be great. Pirate hats, hustlers, crossbows, and tobacco hats. God. So I think that's it with this week, and I will be back next week if you guys are good with it and enjoyed this and enjoyed talking at me and me talking at you about all things geek. We can geek. We can do it. And we'll definitely be back with the radio show too at some point very soon. As soon as we can get everybody together, we will do that. And hopefully at some point soon I'll be able to do... This was sort of supposed to be Fangirl After Hours. And we... yeah, only Sean Duffy, yeah, exactly, is the only one I know of on the TV show with Jeremy. Same here. This is supposed to be Fangirl After Hours, but we've had technical difficulties getting that off the ground, which was supposed to be dual camera talking with a co-host. So you got me only this time. But I'm big enough for 2 people, so. And these guys back here. And my dog. Guess that counts. But yeah, this was fun. I had people. I have an audience. Who knew? So definitely feel free to let me know how you liked it, what you'd like me to talk about next time. Keep an eye on our YouTube page because I'm going to take this and post it up there as well. And also I'm working on my video series of Building the Shadows, the Dark Shadows series. Our next one is going to be all about Quentin Collins, who is awesome. Quentin Collins was our gothic archetype of beauty, played by David Selby on the show. And yes, then people wouldn't need to read your reviews or mine. Hey. But definitely check out our YouTube page. Subscribe to the YouTube page so you can get all our goodies, reviews, video reviews, gameplay throughs that we're doing on there. All the good stuff is on YouTube as well. So subscribe to our YouTube page. It's Fangirl Magazine. It's easy to find. And you can watch our interviews with people like Peter Capaldi and Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss. I need to see The Void, Brandon. I need to see it. I've heard really good things. But we have interviews up there. You can listen to my interview with the late and awesome Wes Craven, which was a really great interview. You can just feel how chill the guy was. We also had my interview up there with David Tennant, and Dennis Leary that I randomly got. My interview with Benedict Cumberbatch, and all kinds of stuff's up there. Check it out. Really good things. And subscribe so we know you like us, because we need to know. We need that vindication. So with that, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching along, and we'll be back next week with more Fangirl Live. See ya.